Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are cracking open Chapter 6 and unpacking the absolute brilliance of animal diversity. We're looking at the biological toolkits that nature provides for survival. Because when you really look at it, the animal world isn't just some random assortment of creatures. It is a wonderfully complex system of high-level engineering. So let's break down the actual mechanics behind how animals are built to survive and thrive in their environments. Think about it for a second. How on earth do you make sense of an animal kingdom with literally millions of members? It's mind-boggling, right? When you step back and try to wrap your head around the sheer, overwhelming vastness of the natural world, it can easily make your head spin. We are talking about millions of different species, each with highly specialized quirks, behaviors, and habitats. To even begin to grasp this level of complexity, we need a system. We've got to figure out how to group these animals so that this overwhelming diversity actually starts to make logical sense. Just look at the vast diversification of life in a single ecosystem. You've got the heavy, calcified shell of a turtle lumbering around, the scurrying mechanics of a crab, the delicate symmetry of a starfish, and the soaring architecture of a seagull. That is an incredible variety of biological blueprints sharing the exact same space. Now, you can group these animals by how they move, their body shape, or even how they consume energy. And as we map out all these different creatures, don't forget, we humans are inextricably woven into this exact same web. We're part of this massive kingdom, navigating our own environments right alongside them. Section 1. The Great Backbone Divide. Okay, let's dive into this. To organize this massive web of life, we have to look at one absolutely fundamental structural feature: the backbone. It is the crucial biological dividing line in nature. On one side, we have vertebrates, and on the other, invertebrates. Essentially, everything in this initial sorting phase comes down to the presence or the complete absence of that central pillar of bone and cartilage. The implications of having this internal scaffolding are just massive. Vertebrates possess that central backbone, which allows for specific types of skeletal growth, strong structural support, and really complex movement. Now, because invertebrates completely lack this internal scaffolding, they had to evolve entirely different physical makeups to survive. They rely on alternative biological designs like rigid external shells or flexible fluid-filled structures. This means their fundamental evolutionary architecture is completely distinct from ours. And this brilliantly illustrates our point. You can clearly see the internal central columns dictating the entire body structure of a frog, a crocodile, or an ostrich. That central column anchors the whole operation. Compare that to a beetle, a prawn, or a spider. There are zero internal bone structures there. Instead, they rely on those entirely different evolutionary designs just to hold themselves together and move through the world. Moving on to Section 2, Masters of Disguise. So we've looked at how animals are built on the inside, but how do they brilliantly hack their external environments to survive? Chapter 6 walks us through a super insightful thought experiment. Imagine taking small wooden sticks and wrapping them tightly in bright green paper. First, you scatter these green sticks on a patch of lush green grass and ask someone to pick them up. Next, take those exact same green sticks and scatter them on a gray, rocky gravel floor. Which ones are going to be picked up last? The ones on the grass for sure, because their color completely matches the background. This simple little exercise perfectly demonstrates the mechanics of camouflage in the real world. Blending in makes you significantly harder to target. And nature has taken that stick concept and absolutely perfected it. It's like a high-stakes game of hide and seek. Take a leaf insect. It is practically indistinguishable from the foliage it's sitting on. Or check out a mottled moth vanishing against rough tree bark, or a whip snake blending seamlessly into the green vines. By adapting their external coloration to perfectly match their surroundings, these animals are performing daily visual magic tricks to avoid predators and stay alive. But wait, changing body color for protection isn't just a defensive trick for tiny insects hiding from birds. Oh no, it is a crucial survival tool used by apex predators too. Imagine a leopard hidden right in the middle of dry golden grass. Its spotted coat completely breaks up its outline, allowing this massive, powerful hunter to basically become a ghost in its environment. Camouflage is just as critical for the hunter trying to ambush its prey as it is for the prey trying to avoid becoming lunch. What this does is create a highly specialized lock-and-key system between an animal and its exact habitat. A green grasshopper thrives specifically among green plant leaves. A leaf insect has evolved to perfectly mimic guava leaves. A moth vanishes against a stem, and a slender whip snake looks exactly like the twigs it rests on. If you remove any of them from that specific backdrop, say dropping that green leaf insect right onto a dark brown tree trunk, their ultimate survival superpower instantly becomes a massive liability.
Which brings us to Section 3, Shapes for Survival.
Because as it turns out, color is only half the battle. We've seen how animals hide, but survival also requires movement. As Chapter 6 points out, the body shape of them is also very important for locomotion. It is a core scientific truth. How an animal actually moves through its environment, its locomotion, is entirely dictated by its physical silhouette. You literally cannot separate the biological design of the animal from the way it navigates the world.
And you can actually test this biomechanical principle with everyday items in your own kitchen. If you take vegetables like lady's fingers and cut them into different shapes, say one with a blunt, blocky end and another with a streamlined, pointed end, you can pull them through water or air to feel the drag. When you test how easily each shape moves, the mechanics of nature become instantly visible. A streamlined shape cuts through resistance effortlessly, while a bulky, blunt shape drags. This proves that an animal's body shape is not some random accident. It is a highly refined adaptation that dictates how efficiently it can hunt, escape, or just travel in its specific habitat. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, from internal scaffolding to the physics of body shape, which leaves me with one final question for you. How do your own physical adaptations help you navigate your specific environment? Think about your upright posture or the fact that your eyes face forward. How do the unique tools you possess dictate how you move through your everyday life? Food for thought. Thanks so much for joining me on The Explainer. I'll catch you next time.